It's being reported that there may be a second Ebola victim in Dallas. This would be a close relative or friend of the guy who is right now in critical condition in the Dallas hospital. And this person is also being quarantined and being carefully monitored. And it will probably stop there, although it may go a little farther. But the fact of the matter is that they're paying attention. Now, here's one of the things that I find so ironic about all this. This idea that brown people coming to the United States, particularly children from Central America, are somehow a horrible public health threat to us. I'd like you to keep in mind that Guatemala has a national health care system. In Texas, Rick Perry's Texas, George W. Bush's Texas, there are 6.4 million Texans, a quarter of the population, who have no health insurance, and Texas children are vaccinated at lower rates than Guatemalan children. Why are we not talking about Texas? You want to talk about Ebola? You want to talk about public health? You want to talk about kids coming across the border who might be contagious with something? Oh, my God. Back to clip number 1 here from Michael Weiner performing as Michael Savage. Just to remind you.
That means because Obama broke down our borders and has eliminated any testing or screening of illegal aliens, whether they be coming from Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, or now from Africa. Because of this open-door policy, the CDC has confirmed the first Ebola case in the United States. This is heartbreaking. It's an act of treason. The treason was committed by your government.
Right, and he goes on to say that Obama should be impeached for this. We do have an open-door policy. It's called visitors' visas. We get millions of I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I used to work in the travel business. Louise and I started a travel business in Atlanta in 1983, sold it in 86. And there are, I think it's over 1 million people a month. It might be over 1 million people a week. I mean, there's like millions of people that come to the United States every day. Go out, I fly out of Dulles Airport. There's planes coming in from all over the world, and people are coming off the planes, and they don't speak English, or they got their phrase books. I mean, it's like being in Paris and seeing all the Americans walking through. Of course, we've got millions of people coming through this country. Some of them come in here without documentation. Does that mean that they're more likely to be spreading disease? No. But this is the right-wing world. Let's not talk about Rick Perry keeping a quarter of Texans from having health insurance. Let's not talk about that, because that's an actual public health crisis. Let's instead talk about impeaching President Obama because a guy flew over here from Liberia, and when he got to Dallas, he got sick with Ebola. And this is some kind of treasonous conspiracy on the part of a black president who has overseen Detroit collapsing the same way South Africa did for obviously the same reasons. Equal rights for black people, presumably. I don't know. But it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's in fact, this clip number 6. Just play this one. This is really worth. Especially the Lily. Maybe he meant it hyperbolically. I mean, let's cut Michael Weiner a little slack here. Here he is performing as Michael Savage. Clip number 6.
And they are responsible for this, just as they are responsible for bringing infected children in from Central America and doing nothing to stop it. They are now responsible for permitting Ebola to arrive on our shores. The wonders of nature that permitted this nation to be almost miraculously isolated from third world diseases is now over. We're devolving from a first world nation almost into a second world nation right in front of our eyes. What happened in South Africa will soon be happening throughout America. Study South Africa and see what happens with the wonders of diversity. Take a look at cities and towns that were once thriving, clean,
white,
safe, efficient. They look like wreckages, like war zones.
They're full of black people now.
Sort of like Detroit, inner cities here in America. Who are you going to blame it on now that Ebola has come to Dallas? Me?
No, it's obviously the fault of the black people. We get it, Michael. So, anyhow, I really don't. No, I actually, I really do understand the right wing meme. Don't blame Rick Perry. Don't blame George W. Bush. Don't blame the Republicans who won't expand Medicaid. Don't blame the fact that we have a public health system in this country that. I mean, Texas yesterday, their state legislature got together and they were trying to decide how could we possibly negotiate with the Obama administration to take those billions of dollars to expand Medicaid, but skim some of it off the top for our for-profit brothers and sisters. How do we make sure? Can we do it like Arkansas did? Can we take the money and instead of giving it directly to pay for people's hospital bills, directly for insurance through Medicaid? Can we take that money and give it to for-profit insurance companies so they can skim 20% off the top and kick that back to the Republican Party in the form of campaign donations? Can we do that? That was what the Texas legislature was discussing yesterday. And they seemed pretty pessimistic about that because even that would mean expanding health care for poor people. And, oh, my God, we can't have that. They're poor after all. They shouldn't have health insurance.